Hello, lovely friends. Welcome to my monthly Friday Live. I'm so happy to be here. It's been a month. I have to get used to not seeing you every week. But on the other hand, I'm also doing a lot of beautiful stuff, creating things for Insight Timer. So lovely that you're here. The theme of today, the topic of today is a fulfilling emotional life. And I would love to hear who you are, where you are in the world, but mostly I want to hear from you. What would be a fulfilling emotional life to you? What does that mean to you? If you don't know me yet, my name is Femke Bakker. I'm an inspirational speaker, meditation teacher here on Insight Timer. And next to that, I also work as a professor at Leiden University, where I study political behavior and especially the impact of meditation on political and societal behavior. Let me go take a look at the comments to see who is here. Carolina from Norway. Hi, welcome. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Luann from Massachusetts. I hope you're doing well, Luann. We've been in touch a little bit, and I hope you're feeling already a little bit better. Hi, Mary from England. Hi, Christopher from New Mexico. Debbie's also from Massachusetts. Hi, Mel. Lovely that you are here. And now you are here, let me just give you a big shout out because Mel, she's been with me already for a long time, and she has taken it upon herself to be helping me with my circle on Insight Timer, or group it's called these days, Femke's meditation group. On Insight Timer you have that button, that tab which says connect, and if you go there and you look for Femke's meditation group, you find their selection of beautiful souls who want to be in touch with me, who want to be in touch with you. And Mel is organizing there every Friday at this time a joint meditation where she uses the recordings of previous lives of me. So, Mel, thank you so much for organizing that. Also, thank you so much for reaching out to everyone in that group, being there, supporting others. And you'll have to know, Mel is about to become a meditation teacher herself. She's been training. She's really, really wonderful. I'm in touch with her. So soon she will have her own profile also here on Insight Timer. And when it comes, we will communicate it to you so you can also start to follow Mel and learn from her. She's for now specialized in yoga nidra, something that I don't know so much about. So also I'm going to follow Mel. So Mel, thank you so much. And thank you for being here so I can address you just like that immediately. Hi, Ray from the US, Christine from Canada. Hi, Darcy, Minneapolis. You love my haircut. Thank you so much. Hi, Sandy from Nelson in Canada. Hi, Kathy. Good evening to you. Sarah's in the US. Lynn is in Amstelveen in Holland. That's quite near to me. Lovely. Welcome, Lynn. And Jay from Los Angeles. Lizzie from New York. Ryan from Auckland, New Zealand. Good morning to you, Ryan. Hi, Patrice from San Francisco Bay. Oh, I really would love to visit that place still once in my life. Jay is saying, so grateful to be able to join this live session with you, Femke. It's been so long for me since I had to go back to work. Oh, I'm so happy that you're here, Jay. Lovely that you're here. Yeah, and I'm also here only once a month now, so sometimes it's hard to catch up then, right? Luann is feeling much better. You're healing well, so you can enjoy spring. Yes, Luann, how many days more until spring? Not so many, right? Still counting? Let me know. Hi, Christine. Yes, Christine says, yay, Mel. Absolutely. Thank you. Hi, Victoria. Happy to see you. I hope you're doing well too. Carla from Eindhoven, also pretty near to me. Thank you. Hi, Randy. I've been missing you too, Randy. Lovely that you are here. Lori from Wisconsin. Linda. Mel says that I'm looking amazing. Well, thank you so much. Hi, Caroline from Antwerp in Belgium. Bumpy from Schiermonnikoog, one of my favorite islands in the Netherlands. If you're ever in the Netherlands, Schiermonnikoog is the place to be. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Maureen. Wow. Hi, V. Great to see you all. Thank you all so much for being here. So I'm already 5 minutes in with just chit chatting with you guys. You know me, at the end of everything, I will come back here. And for those who want to stay, I will chit chat a little bit more. But what I really would like to hear from you now, what would be a fulfilling emotional life for you? Or what is it that made you come here, besides maybe that you want to join my life? But what is it in this topic that intrigues you, fascinates you, wonders? Because this is what we're going to speak about. A fulfilling emotional life. What is that? So I'm going to speak about emotions. What are emotions actually? What can we do with it? And what can we do when our emotions are feeling unpleasant? And how can we deal with those? And after I speak a little bit more about that, I will guide you in a meditation. I'll guide you in a visualization where we are going to use some different tools that will help you to feel um, to get a sense of power. And I don't mean harsh power, I mean that gentle power, that self-gentle power to deal with those emotions. Because you know what? Emotions can be really, really tough. I know I'm not a big star in dealing with emotions. I'm getting better at it. I'm working consciously with it. But so in my very first career, when I was an actor, they always puzzled me. As an actor, I was always trying to make them feel for real, and then I was feeling them for real. I didn't know what to do with it. Emotions can be quite difficult. And do we learn in school how to deal with them? No, generally when we feel emotions in school, we're told to dim it, to keep them in, not to cry, maybe to go outside, not to show it when we're angry, all those kind of things. In general, we as humankind, we're not so good in teaching our children, teaching ourselves what emotions are and how to deal with it. So we're going to address that. Let me see what some people have been saying here. Christopher says, for me, it means being able to overcome my life's struggles and cycles of bad choices. I can't have fulfilling life if I keep taking steps backwards in my recovery. Oh, I really love that clarity that you have, Christopher. You really have an idea of where you want to be and how you want to deal with these things. And that's really great. I think that's about 90% of all the work, just knowing what it is that you need, what you want to give yourself. So I just said I'm a meditation teacher, I'm an inspirational speaker here on Insight Timer. And my core teaching is self-gentleness. And I will give you the definition. You've heard it probably before. It's radically accepting yourself as the most important person to consistently deserve your own gentleness. And why is that so important? Because being self-gentle and becoming more and more self-gentle, radically and consistently, so always, also vis-a-vis others that are expecting different things from you, there's a big quality in that when you start to have that self-gentle approach to yourself and to your life. And like Christopher said, knowing what it is that can hold you back is a big part of that. And then you can start to apply that self-gentle approach to take that step-by-step approach further. So I really love that, Christopher. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Sarah is saying, a fulfilling emotional life for me would be being able to be content in life, peaceful and happy, feeling connection with others, being able to accept and love myself. That's beautiful, Sarah. That's really, really great. Um, I really love it when you write it up because there's a lot of self-gentleness in that. It's like being content in life. We so often forget about that by just taking a look at what is going well, or maybe just going okay in your life. What things you feel pleased with, feels you feel content about. That's a really important basis for bringing that peacefulness in your life. So I really, really love that. Debbie says feeling confident and strong. That would be a fulfilling emotional life. That's great. Um, unless you feel that confidence and strength are far away. And a question for you would be, what would bring you strength? So what is strength? I myself have had a life in which I thought strength was, going strong, keep on going, being tough, having to do everything by myself, not asking for help. And that might be strong, you might survive, but is it also gentle for yourself? Or is it also strength to be with your emotions, to feel, to take care of yourself when you need that? You know, it's it's good to examine where that strength lies for you, and if you want to achieve that in a way that is gentle for you and not per se something that will protect you from the pain others might inflict upon you, because then there's not so much gentleness for you. It's more like, pulling up those walls, which sometimes we need. Not everyone is so kind in life, but, try to play a little bit with that, what it would be for you. So, let's see what else, where it was. Jamie says, moving through the comments are moving through life with more confidence and less scared. That's good to know, and scared, that's a terrible feeling. But we can work with that. It's something that I will address in the meditation. Randy says, wanting more self-trust, self-appreciation, and less self-doubt, less shame. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of resonance here with you guys, seeking for the peacefulness, seeking for the balance, seeking for uh, trusting in yourself, connecting with yourself, appreciating yourself. I really like that, because that is all connecting to that concept of self-gentleness. Caroline says, love without anger, being able to connect better with others. That's also beautiful. Love without anger. I would start with finding a gentleness for yourself and finding that sense of how you will not be angry with yourself. That always is a very big step in loving others also without anger. All right, let's see. Mel says, being able to be with my full range of emotions. Beautiful. Doing things in life, having deep connections with people that allow me to feel the essence of human emotion. Sorry, the screen popped. And connect to love. That's beautiful, Mel. And that's really, really, I know we know each other already for some time, reflects where you are in that beautiful process in your life. Thank you so much for sharing that. Vandana, fulfilling emotional life will be to be able to recognize and move with my emotions, feel them and release them. That's really great, Vandana. That's like a hands-on approach to how to deal with emotion. That's something that we're going to address also in a minute. Thank you so much for sharing that. Gia says to be fully aware of the human experience. Oh, I like that one also. That's also something we're going to speak about. The human experience exists from so many emotions, and those emotions might feel pleasant and unpleasant, and they're also important. Really great. Thank you so much for sharing it. I'm not sure. I will start in a minute. Thank you for your compliment, my dear Hans. Hi, Bumpy. Not being identified and complete acceptance and awareness must be fulfilling. Not being identified, complete acceptance and awareness must be fulfilling. That's beautiful. That's also really beautiful. Yes. Sandy said that you've lost jobs due to not being careful with emotions. Like getting angry and just expressing it, things like that. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Evie, welcome. Lovely to see you here also. And Iga. Alka says, I want to leave past in the past, be it my choices or others' treatment with me, live and enjoy the present more, and be me more emotionally open and available to my family. Beautiful. So, thank you all so much for sharing these wishes about a fulfilling emotional life. And there are a few things that I see there. about how to deal with those emotions that feel like they're taking you down. A lot of people are expressing the wish to feel more confidence, more strength, more compassion for yourself, more love for yourself. Then there is that part of people say, well, to experience emotions and to just know how to deal with them. And there are some who are saying, well, I would like to have some control over those emotions. And then I know the word control might sound a little bit big, um, um, like in holding on to it. This is not what I mean, but I do want to self-empower you to know how to deal with emotions. So let's start with my talk about that. What are emotions? So in psychology, we make a difference between feelings and emotions. Feelings are an immediate response to something that happens, and that might be something that is external of you or something internal of you, and then you have a response in your body, basically, which is a physical response. And in the moment you start to add thoughts to those feelings, it evolves into an emotion. And why do I make that distinction? Because we feel all kind of things. We have such a memory that just the smell of something from your childhood, you smell this, it can suddenly bring an emotion. It can be based on a memory or something. Someone can say something to us that it's really innocent, but it immediately triggers that feeling. And all those things, if we would just be aware of those feelings, that they are happening, and that we can just be with them and then just let them go, let them go out of our body again, just see these as physical responses, basically from our body to anything that happens, then they would actually just flow out. I don't know if you're aware of the work of Joan Rosenberg. Joan Rosenberg, if you Google her later on, she had a great TED talk, and even more, I think, about emotional mastery. That's her program. And she explains that feelings and emotions are a physiological response, a response of your body on something that happens. And that if you are able to just stick with that physical sensation without adding stories and thoughts to it, and just stick with that feeling, that you will notice that these come in waves of 60 to 90 seconds through your body, and that it's just riding these waves to let them go out of your body. So I will get back to that in a minute. So why I make this distinction, the moment that we start to add thoughts to our feelings, we create emotions, because those thoughts are very often have to do with, why am I feeling this? Like, for instance, the example that I said, you smell something, it's from your childhood, there is a feeling in your body that and you understand on a conscious or not so conscious level that this has to do something with that scar you still have, something that you experienced, something that was painful, hurtful, making you angry. And then the thoughts start to be produced to justify that feeling, to as if your mind starts to produce more thoughts around this, so that you start to really feel this emotion, and you also feel entitled to have this emotion. It's not a pretty word to say, entitled, but I'm using it on purpose, because taking care of yourself to get to that emotional fulfilling life also means um, allowing yourself to move on from those emotions. Okay, so an emotion is a response in your body based on thoughts that you have. So you can do two things when you feel an emotion. And that is, the first one is to add more thoughts, to start to explain to yourselves and others why you're feeling this, what is going on. So you're adding to this emotion. And by all means, I don't mean that you never have to understand what is going on, because it can be, especially when you are speaking with someone or you're in therapy or you're speaking with another professional, it can be really helpful to get an idea of what is going on, why things are stirred up within you, if these old wounds are, being aroused, and that is the emotion. But if we start to use those explanations and those stories to allow ourselves to feel this again and again and again, then we get in those circles of very unpleasant emotions. One great thing that you could do to help yourself is to not speak anymore of positive and negative emotions, but to start speaking about pleasant and unpleasant emotions, which means some emotions feel pleasant in your body. When someone makes us laugh, it feels pleasant to laugh. It feels pleasant to be happy, right? So that's a pleasant emotion. It feels good in your body. And when an emotion doesn't feel so pleasant, it's an unpleasant emotion. It's not a negative emotion, it's an unpleasant emotion. And by using these words, you help yourself to allow those emotions in your life. So, unpleasant emotions means that there is an unpleasant feeling in your body. Your physiological response doesn't feel pleasant. But that's something else than a negative emotion, because when you use the word negative emotion, you feel like, I cannot feel that. I should not feel that. I don't want to feel it. I'm pushing against it. And, I don't know if this is true for you, but if I start to push against something, it just comes stronger back and back to me. So that turned out to be really helpful for me, to know if emotions are feeling pleasant or are feeling unpleasant. And then the second step, I just mentioned Joan Rosenberg, and that she said when you focus on the physiological response of your body and you realize that these physical responses are only lasting 60 to 90 seconds, you can ride them out. It's like the waves, you have a beautiful metaphor. There's a storm at sea. The waves are really, really high. But when the storm goes down, the waves still are there, but they become smaller and smaller and smaller. So being with those emotions, just realizing that this is a physical response, and how can you do that? It's just by bringing your attention to what you are feeling with your body. So for instance, you smell something, the example I just used, and you suddenly feel a lot of sadness. So you could then start to think, oh yes, I smelled this when my grandmother died and I was so sad and I miss her since, and I really feel that everything went downward since my grandmother died. With those thoughts, you build up those waves, you create a tsunami within you. And actually, you don't allow that tsunami to wave through you, you just build it up within you. And because you keep stirring on it, it just builds up higher and higher, and you cannot really release it or let it go. But if you start to feel, oh, I feel sadness, and I feel that because I get a pit in my stomach, and I feel that my throat is getting sore. I feel that there is water in my eyes, there are tears running over my cheeks. So you're focusing on what your body is doing, what the response of your body is, with the realization that this physical response will peter out after 60 to 90 seconds. And yes, then there will be another wave, but also that wave will be 60 to 90 seconds. And then there will be another wave, but that wave will be 60 to 90 seconds. And the more you start to ride those waves, focusing only on what you're feeling in your body, it becomes easier, it becomes gentler, and the sharpness will go and unpleasantness will go. I have a personal example for you. And if you've been here more often when I was speaking about emotions, you might have heard it. So if I'm telling you again, I'm sorry for that, but I think it's a great story. So I had a kitten. This kitten was born in my house, in my hands, because she was the daughter of one of my cats. And her siblings got new houses, but we decided to keep her because she was the most adorable, sweetest cat ever. She loved us unconditionally, and it was a beautiful connection. So she was with us for 1 year, and then on one night she was killed by a car because in the middle of the night she ran over the street and the car hit her and she died, which is really, really sad, of course. So I was really sad about that. And I decided now, for the first time in my life, because I was someone, if I was feeling sad, I was trying to push it away. I was trying to be strong, not to feel it too much, not to cry too much. But I decided, I was already, I just became a meditation teacher then. I had meditated a lot and I had learned a lot about emotions, also about what Joan Rosenberg was telling. And I decided, I'm going to ride those waves of grief because I love this cat and I just want to honor that love and by just grieving. So what I did, I was sitting in meditation and I just let the grief wash over me. And something remarkable happens by just staying with that grief, by riding those waves. And I have to tell you, those waves kept coming for about 4 days. And I don't mean 24/7 because yes, I also went to eat but I was sitting a lot in my meditation corner, just grieving and just letting that be there without adding those stories. But what happened, so much more grief came out of that. I've had a lot of grief in my life that I never really processed um, in a way that it was out of me. There were still tsunamis within me. And while I was grieving this beautiful cat, I so deeply felt that she helped me, her death, grieving her helped me to release so many other emotions of grief that I was crying on and off for about 4 days. And it was terribly unpleasant. It was hurtful, but I stuck with the physical sensation, and I didn't even want to know what kind of other grief was there. With my head I can tell you what it was, but I'm not going to tell you because it's not important. There was a lot of grief that was flowing through me and out me, and at the end of those 4 days, after crying a lot, after being with it, I started to feel that those waves became smaller and smaller, and that I felt such a relief, such a release of so many things, that so many tsunamis that were still stored in my body. And I felt a lot of gratitude for this beautiful kitten that apparently had to die on whatever reason to help me process that grief that was still stuck. I'm not saying that this is a divine intervention because I don't believe so much in that, but I do believe that my unconditional love for this cat helped me to process a lot of things that were still in me. But it was also the decision to stick with the physiological response, to decide to honor those emotions, not to push them away, and to just be with those and just see what happened. And it was a remarkable um, healing period of time for me. So I'm telling you, it's really personal story. I've shared it before because I think it really shows in a very clear way what I mean about it. And I think we can all relate to these things. I don't think I would have cried for 4 days just over this beautiful cat. I would have been sad, but it brought so many other things. It released so many other things, which was a gift in the end. Um, so that is about dealing with those emotions. There is an important thing that I want to add to this, which is a different take on emotions. And that is, emotions can function as a guidance system for you. So if you take yourself, let's say your inner being, your core being, your soul, your gut feeling, your soul, whatever word you like to use for who you truly are, your authentic self. Your authentic self, your intuition, your soul knows what is good for you, knows what you want in life, knows how you can find that joy. I mean, I believe that we are all here to experience physical life with a lot of joy. And if we allow ourselves that through a really self-gentle approach, we can grow, we can heal, we can be there for others, we can give to others, we can connect to others. Um, and our emotions are a guidance system. They're almost like a compass, showing us whether we're going against that knowledge of our intuition, our soul, or if we're flowing with it. So if you see the path of your authentic self as a flow, as a river that you want to just surrender to, move on, float on, and you start to use your emotions as a compass, telling you if they feel unpleasant, apparently I'm holding back. Apparently I have thoughts or I'm doing things that are going against this stream. So suddenly you realize that when you feel an unpleasant emotion that you're holding on to something and you cannot really flow, or that you're trying to swim against the stream with a lot of struggle because you want to do something in a certain way. But when it feels good, when the emotion feels pleasant, that is the moment where you find ease, where you find the flow, where you can stream with it and be surprised and delighted by the most beautiful things on your path. So if you want to read or hear more about this approach, I didn't think of this. This is coming from the work of Esther Hicks. You could also known as Abraham Hicks. Which wrote a beautiful book about our emotional life and how our emotions are a guidance system. This is something that I'm also applying, and you can really fine tune yourself in that. The slightest feeling that you can have in your stomach or in your throat, depending on where you feel it, is a sign of telling you, hey, you're going against yourself. You're going against, there is some resistance. There is resistance against what it is that you truly want. And so often that is living with ease, allowing yourself to live with ease, to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, to not living up to expectations that you feel are basically not your own, but you feel you have to do that, all those things. And so for me, emotions are a guidance system. So if this is completely new to you, then just think it over, but maybe it resonates with you. Maybe you're using this already in that way. And therefore, I really love self-gentleness, because everything I teach in self-gentleness, and here on Insight Timer, I have a course in Dutch and a course in English about self-gentleness. Also, if you go to my profile on Insight Timer, you can download a free checklist with self-gentleness practices. Teaching yourself to be gentle with yourself is the best gift that you can give yourself, because you will start to teach yourself to take life with ease, to use to tune into your emotions, to tune into yourself, to feel what it is needed, whatever it is, because what you need right now can be something completely different than what you need in 10 minutes. We are like that. But tuning in and knowing what it is, if you need to rest or you need to jump, you need to run or you need to sleep, you need to speak or you need to silence, you need to connect with others, or you just do need to be on your own, feeling, connecting with all those things. It's really important for helping you on this. And your emotions are the first sign in your body, which work as a guidance system, which are working as a compass. All right. So I spoke already a lot. I'm just taking a look at what else here. So, how to get that fine tuning, knowing the feelings and emotions in your body and how to deal with that. So meditation is one of the best things, because when you meditate, you teach yourself to detach from all those thoughts that can stir up so many things. And the spillover effect is that at a certain point in your life, after meditating on a regular basis, and you might have that experience because you're in an insight time where you probably meditate already a lot, you start to notice that this spillover effect comes also in your life, that you also are able to release thoughts when you're not in meditation, but when you're annoyed in traffic, when your boss asks something from you that feels not so good, you know. So meditation is a really, really great tool for that. And you can also apply meditation to train that self-gentleness. So if you have a premium account on Insight Timer, which I would really recommend you, if you have the means to do it, it's $60 a year. You unlock more than 1,000 courses of the best meditation teachers in the world, including my courses. And you have some other perks like being able to download tracks and being offline. So, $60, it might be a lot of money for you, but you do get a lot back for it. So it's like an investment in yourself also. Um, so, in those self-gentleness courses, a Dutch one and an English one, I offer some tools, and actually some of these tools are in a slightly different, little bit longer form also within my track list. If you go to my track list in my profile, you find there all kind of practices written self-gentleness somewhere in the title or in the description. But tuning in is one of those. Tuning in, it's just taking 1 or 2 minutes every time you do it, and you can do it once a day, you can do it 20 times a day. It's just taking that moment to just close your eyes and to tune in what's going on in my body. What is it that I need right now? And the best moment to start with that is in the morning when you just wake up, you're still in bed, your eyes are still closed, that you just first greet yourself really, really kindly, lovingly, and then you feel, what is it that I need right now? And then if you are able to live up to that need, do it. And if you cannot right now, because it might be you wake up, you have to get up, the kids have to go to school, you have to go to your work, and you feel, I want to sleep. Yeah, it might be hard then to go back to sleep. But you can acknowledge that you need more rest and then to say, well, in my break, I'm going to take a power nap. Or in my break, I'm going to nature, make a walk. Or tonight, I'm canceling those dinner plans and I'm going to bed early. Whatever it is to honor that need. And if you cannot live up to it right now, then promise yourself you will get back to that in a way or not. And I think when you start your day every day like that, you would just try it for 30 days. It will make a big difference because you connect to that sensitivity within you to um, to become aware of what is going on. Our lives are often so busy with so many demands of work and family and friends and plans and expectations, our own ideals, our own aspirations, so that sometimes we run over what is actually going on within us. And especially when we run into emotions, unpleasant emotions, which we don't want to feel because they hold us back from all those things we have to do. And we start to push them down, ignore them, not acknowledge them. And then they get those tsunamis in our bodies. And then I think it was really sad that I needed a cat to let me release all those emotions. I'm grateful that it happened, but I'm also really happy that I'm now so much more fine-tuned that whenever there is emotion, I feel it. I cannot deny it anymore. When I have an emotion, I have to work with it. I cannot deny my emotions anymore. And that makes me feel sometimes vulnerable, but it's also a gift because it really helps me to become more the authentic person that I am. So, and then a really important part of this, and that is something that I've actually only learned recently more and more myself, that it is okay to reach out to people who love you. It's perfectly okay when you have those emotions to rely on others to be there for you. They don't have to solve your problems. They don't have to wipe your tears away, but just being there, seeing you, hearing you truly, that's so helpful. So if you are a person like I am and was, where you want to do it all by yourself, it is okay to reach out to others. It's something that I'm experiencing more and more, and it's beautiful. So let's meditate, all right? And after I see there are a lot of comments, I don't know if I can address everything, but I will come back afterwards. But I first want to meditate with you guys. So make yourself comfortable if you're not already. You can lean against the back of your chair. You can lie down if you like. And if you just like to sit straight up, that's also perfectly fine. Just make sure that you feel good. And close your eyes. And just take a moment to acknowledge that you are sitting here on your bum, feeling your feet on the ground. Your hands are resting in your lap. Is there any tension in your shoulders? Then just pull them up and just release them with a sigh. Maybe let's do that again. Just pull up your shoulders and then just drop them. Do you feel that sense of release by just dropping your shoulders? Now let's tune into the here and now for a moment, to the present moment. And we do so by using our sense of hearing. What do you hear close by in your surroundings? There's always some kind of sound, even if it's silence. Maybe you hear the buzzing of a light. If you don't hear so much, you can listen more outside. Is there any traffic? Airplanes? Birds? Barking dogs? Can you listen to the more subtle sounds in your environment, like your own breath? If you swallow, can you hear that? Can you hear your own heartbeat? All right, now bring your attention now to whatever you are seeing with your eyes closed. Yeah, you can see with your eyes closed. Might be that you see just darkness, blackness. Maybe you see swirling colors, colored dots. Maybe you see light coming through your eyelids. You don't have to change anything. Just observe whatever it is that you're seeing with your eyes closed. Now bring your attention to your sense of touch. What is it that you feel? Pretty prevalent, probably. You feel your bum on the seat, your back against the back of the seat, feet on the ground. Can you feel also more subtle, like the way your socks are sitting on your ankles? Your sweater on your skin? The hair in the back of your neck? The air on your cheeks? All right. Now realize that you've brought your attention to the present moment When you compare to how you started, you're way more into your own body now. And that's a really great basis to start acknowledging what it is that is going on within you. So let's find some confidence in this body first. Now, I would like you to bring your attention to your feet. And now imagine, and with imagine, I mean use your fantasy. So the word imagination or visualization generally denotes you using images in your head, but not everyone fantasizes with images. So if you do, then just follow my words. But if you know that you fantasize with seeing words, just knowing something, just feeling something, then use that way of fantasizing. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to see things with your mind's eye if this is not a way for you to fantasize. So bring your attention to your feet and now fantasize, imagine that from your feet, roots are growing into the ground. Ooh, and they're not just growing, they're growing really, really deeply and really, really broadly. It's like as if your feet are the trunk of a tree. You know, trees are so firmly rooted in the earth with their roots going as deep as they can, as broad as the crown of their leaves, of their branches. So really feel yourself grounding into that earth, growing roots so that you feel supported, that you feel that whatever's above the ground, your beautiful body, is supported by Mother Earth because you are connected to Mother Earth. Even more, let those roots grow so deep that they connect with the beautiful, fiery core of Mother Earth. You could imagine how it feels or how it looks. It's one fiery bunch of beautiful light. And give that light a color that feels to you as a grounding color, the color of Mother Earth. You could make it warm and orange. You could make it green and flowing. You could make it cool and blue. You could make it any color that feels to you like a grounding power. Now imagine that your roots are growing into that fiery core and that light, that energy of Mother Earth is now shooting up all the way up into your roots, flowing through those roots. Use your fantasy, use your imagination to see that all flowing up, up, up through all those roots and feel that connection. And then they shoot into your feet, into your ankles, your calves, your knees, your legs, your buttocks, your belly, your chest, your arms, your shoulders. They shoot out of your fingers. It shoots up into your neck, your head, shooting out of the crown of your head like a fountain. And just let this earthy energy run for a moment. It never runs out. It doesn't deplete because Mother Earth is here for you to feed you with its beautiful, energizing, supporting, grounding energy that flows all the way up through those roots, through your body, and like a fountain out of your head, out of your hands. And if you find it hard to imagine this, that's also okay. Just try to get a sense of that connection. That's also okay. Make it your own. Make it something that works for you. For you, it's enough just to feel those roots, just to feel yourself connected and carried, supported by Mother Earth. That's great. And if you can allow yourself to surrender to that feeling of all that energy running through you, that's also perfectly fine. Make it your own. But while you're doing this, realize that you are always supported by Earth. The ground under your feet is always there. It doesn't just disappear for you to fall in a pit suddenly. No, it's there. We are all together on this beautiful planet that takes such good care of us. This planet that feeds us, that provides us with oxygen, that provides us with sunlight, that provides us with wind, that provides us with everything that we need. It supports us. Even though we sometimes don't even treat Mother Earth so well, it supports us. Mother Earth loves us. And knowing that you're always carried, that you can always put your feet on the ground, in the dirt, in the soil, that's supportive. Knowing that that is always there for you. Let your self-confidence grow with all the roots that you have in the earth by the knowing that you are supported. All right. Now, you can let go of the attention of that energy flowing. Bring your attention now for a moment to the beach that is in front of you. Use your fantasy to imagine a beach in front of you, and then when you look, you see the waves of the sea or the ocean, whatever pleases you. And if you want to keep it smaller, then use a lake. That's also perfectly fine, but there are waves there. And while you're standing here with that sense of confidence, that sense of being supported, you can look at those waves and see how they are coming and going. Coming and going. And realize that the waves that you are seeing in your mind's eye, the waves that you are realizing in your fantasy, are the waves that belong to your emotional life. It might be that you see a big, big storm, like they can be in the middle of the Pacific. It can be that they're really, really small, just like one before wind ripples the water. It doesn't matter. The waves that you are seeing now, that you're realizing now, are the waves that are belonging to your life. Those are the waves that you want to start riding. Those are the waves that you want to start to embrace, because these are part of you. Emotions are part of you. Emotions are part of the human experience. Imagine that there were no emotions. What would there be? Without emotions, no connection. Without emotions, no love. Without emotions, no warnings, no guidance system, no compass. Not knowing who you truly are and how to be closer to who you truly are, you need your emotions as a guidance system for that. So just being here, feeling supported, feeling rooted, looking at the waves in your life, acknowledging that those are there, acknowledging that you are the one that wants to connect with those. You are the one that wants to take those emotions seriously, but not too seriously. You want to engage with those emotions, to let them be, let them move through you like all these waves, and then let go. You might understand where they're coming from, but you will not add to the stories, because you will not make tsunamis anymore. You will use the emotions to know that they're telling you something, and that if they are unpleasant, they're telling you that you're going against yourself, you're putting up resistance, and you might not know how to let go of that resistance, but by starting to tune in more often, by becoming more sensitive of what is going on, to start to honor your needs more and more, to be more gentle with yourself. That is the way to go. And my dear friends, Let me tell you, it never ends. There is no end point. It's like peeling an onion. You will always encounter new emotions, new feelings, and that is okay because life is here to be lived. Life is here to be felt. Life is here to be loved. You are here to be loved. You are here to experience that you are love and that you can love and that you can love you. And your emotions are telling you if you're allowing yourself flowing with that love for you, or if you're putting up a resistance for whatever reason. And whenever that is the case, you know that the search is now to find that confidence, to find that connection, to find that support, and to find the ease. So when we walk up to the water, still feeling that connection under our feet with Mother Earth, I want to give you a visualization tool that you can use if you feel that it's really hard to release an emotion, that just allowing them to wave through you is hard, that it's hard to create those stories. Then what it is that you do is that you put a basket in the water, a little basket. Can be from wicker, can be from grass. Whatever it is, put this basket. And now imagine that this emotion, this feeling that it's so hard to release, and maybe it's just a thought that stirs up that emotion, like a thought that many of us have is, I'm not worthy. That's so common. Almost every person has from time to time this thought, I'm not worthy. And that can be a real source of resistance of that flow. So let's just use that one. And if you have a different one, it's also okay. But just take that thought. Imagine that it's now lying in your hand. That's possible. It's helpful maybe to imagine how it looks. Maybe it looks like a stone. Maybe it looks like a little monster. Maybe it's something from your childhood or a different token. Maybe it's a toy you used to play with. It doesn't matter. But this thought, you're putting it now in that basket. And do you feel the sense of relief when you put it in that basket? It might not be everything that you put there, but there is a part of it. And now this basket starts to float on the waves. And those beautiful waves of the ocean, of the sea, of the lake, is now pulling back that basket with that thought, with that emotion. And you watch it float away. And while you see it float away, it might be that you feel tears or you feel a release, a relief. If you feel a relief, that's really good. But if you have tears or you feel emotional, you feel sad, that's also okay. Let it go. Just comfort yourself. Tell yourself it is okay. It is okay. I'm letting go. It is okay. And just see how this basket is floating out of sight onto the ocean. And if you feel like rocking yourself a little bit, or hugging yourself, caressing your own cheek or hair, that's okay. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And of course, you don't release everything with this practice right now, but by repeating this with yourself every time you feel it, and maybe also when you don't feel it on a consistent basis, you help yourself to make a shift within, to make a shift to let go of those thoughts that cause you to feel unpleasant emotions. It's a process, And that process may take some time, but that's okay. You've lived life like this until now. Just take the time. All right. Now, let's do that again. Put the basket in the water. Is there anything else you want to release? Whatever pops up first in your mind, in your knowing, that's it. You don't have to overthink it. Don't think about it. And even if you think, oh, but that's so small, I wasn't really struggling with that. That doesn't matter. Just know that whatever this thought is, whatever this emotion is, you put it in your hand. If it helps, you can see it, how it looks, like a stone, a different token. Put it in the basket. Feel that sense of release, maybe even relief. And see how it is floating away. That feels so good. Do you feel the empowerment? Do you feel that you have a sense of control, that you can handle these things? That whenever an unpleasant emotion comes up, you know how to ride a wave, you know how to release it. These are acts of self-gentleness. These are acts of self-love. And you're doing it so well. Really, tell yourself, I'm doing it so well. Tell yourself, you're doing it so well. Wonderful. Really, really wonderful. Each and all of you. All right. Now, bring your attention back to your body for a moment. And I would like you to bring your attention to your heart space. If it helps, you can put your hands there. Your heart is in the middle of your chest. And just let your attention hover at your heart. And if you find it hard to bring your attention, and then just imagine that there is a light shining there. Beautiful light. You can give it a color. You can see its intensity. Shining into your chest. This is your heart. This is the source of all your love. And your heart is always here. It's never broken. You might think it is, but it's never broken. If you feel like that, you're just not allowing yourself to realize the power of your heart. Your heart is never grieving. It's just feeling so much love. The grieving is part of you, not connecting to that heart of love. And that's okay, because that's the human experience. That's how we live. That's how we love. That's how we are here. But knowing your heart is here, always shining, always loving, that's a powerful knowing. And the more often you connect to that heart space and feel the openness, the gentleness, the kindness, the more easy it will be to rely on that feeling when the going gets tough. Just sit for a moment. Make that connection with that heart of yours, that beautiful heart. And if it moves you, that's okay. It's pretty powerful to connect with your own heart. It's pretty powerful to feel how much love you have within you. That love is there also for you. It's there for your loved ones. It's there for Mother Earth. It's there for nature, the sun, the stars, the universe. It's there for every person you love, every being you love. But especially it's also there for you. Because you're worthy, you're lovable. Every being on this earth is worthy and lovable. And if you like, you might realize that we are here with many people together meditating right now. And that everyone is now connecting to their heart. Can you feel how massive that is? That we are here from New Zealand to America and everything in between on both sides of the planet. So many people together are connecting to their heart, connecting to each other. You could almost imagine that you see all those lights shine, all those lights of the heart shine. And if you look from a higher space, out of space, on planet Earth, you would see the shining of all those hearts like sprinkled stars all over the planet. Connecting their love for themselves and for each other. It's a pretty powerful knowing, right? So, while you know this, I remind you of the roots you grew into the earth, the soothing you found in the waves of the ocean, the release you find by putting your thoughts and emotions in the baskets and finding this connection with your heart. You did this. I guided you, but you went there. I told you where to look and you found it. You can do this. You've got this. You don't need me or anyone else. You can do this by yourself because you are you and you're powerful. With that thought, we're getting back to our body. You can release your tension from your heart. You can put your hands in your lap. And take some time to get back into your body by, you could stretch your spine, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Keep your eyes still closed for a moment. Just bring your attention back into your body, back in the here and now. Feet on the ground, buttocks on the seat. And when you feel that you are getting back into your body, you can start to slowly open your eyes, but really take your time to open them. I'll be here waiting for you. Well, thank you all for your beautiful words. Hi, Angela. Lovely to see you. I'm happy that you came also. You're most welcome, everyone who's saying thank you. 204 people, Hans, you're saying thank you so much. Yeah, I changed my background. You saw that really great. Thank you so much. Evie, you asked me if I can give some support to Victoria. Victoria said that you're off for a few minutes. So, Victoria, if there's something special that you want my advice, you're part of the meditation group. You could share it there and I could take a look and offer you some advice. And if it's too personal, you can also send me an email. You can find the link to my email through my profile on Insight Timer, okay? And I will try to address your question if that's something. Jess says it was such a powerful session. Thank you everyone for sharing this moment. Yes. Mel says that she felt the love and the connection. It was an amazing journey. Yeah. Laura says, I love that, Laura. Laura's right. I'm doing it so well. We're all doing it so well. Yes, Laura. That's the spirit. That's exactly what I want you to feel. So, about that, I so love it that you are here. And I really enjoy being with you guys. But it's also important to me that and if you've been here more often, you know that I'm saying that a lot, that you can do this yourself. I'm just someone who points you in a direction saying, hey, be self-gentle. And this and this and this is how you can do that. But then you are taking it up upon yourself to do it. You are the one who can be self-gentle to you. And when you start doing that, sometimes it's just like 10 seconds of self-gentleness and then you forget about it. But then the next day it's 15 seconds. And the next day suddenly it's 2 minutes. And the next day is, before you know it, 1 hour. And before you know it, you are becoming more self-gentle. And it doesn't mean that I consider myself pretty much a master in self-gentleness. But am I self-gentle all the time? No. I trip and fall. I blame myself, I criticize myself, but I do bounce back more quickly. I do realize it when I'm not self-gentle, and then I know I have to find the way back to that self-gentleness. And that's the practice, and that's the beauty of it. So if you have this premium subscription on Insight Timer, check out my course about self-gentleness. It's in Dutch if you understand Dutch, and otherwise it's in English. It's also there. The English one is really a mini course. It's 4 days, and then there are 3 more days, which are basically just the tools that you can use on a basis like for a month to really start making that shift. Those are 3 2-minute tools that you can use. So yeah, I invite you to become part of my meditation group. We're an Insight Timer where we can connect. And lovely Mel is organizing there every Friday at my lifetime a joint meditation session where you can listen to one of my previous recordings. I have some bad news about my recording of a month ago. I forgot to record. Today I am recording. I see it running. So I will edit this coming week and publish it soon on Insight Timer so you can hear it back. I will cut out the chit chat, but it will be the talk and the meditation. Thank you so much for being here. So let's just have a few more comments. Julie said, thank you, calming with the baskets. I'll go on chat. Great. Nilu says, I felt so much joy in my heart being in this space, meditating with this wonderful Insight Timer family. You're most welcome, Nilu. Angela says, your presence is so calming. It reminds me to be gentle with myself. Yeah, Angela. And you can do it. I know. I've seen you do it. Yeah. Evie says, I found it very hard to let go at all. But I did love us all connecting around the world, sending love and hugs to everyone who needs it. Thank you so much, Evie. And yeah, Evie, as I know you, and we know each other already for some time, you have a really big heart. And you are someone who can be gentle to yourself through being gentle to others. So I so understand this. Cherish that. That's okay. It's okay if you cannot let go of a lot of things, but getting the energy, getting the love out of that connection, that's also really powerful. That's self-gentleness for you, to let that big heart of yours speak. Hi, Leanne. You're most welcome. Lovely that you were also here. Debbie says, sadly, I fell asleep several times, so I'll wait for a recording. Yeah. Well, Debbie, it's great that you fell asleep. It just means that your body needed to rest. Your body said, I'm tired, I need to sleep. So that's okay. But the recording will be up soon. I just have to edit a little bit. I will do that coming week. So I see I run out of time. Yeah, what can I do? I speak too much. You're most welcome, Kirsten. Yeah, I also love meditating with you. So I thank you all for being here. So I will be here back on April 14th, second Friday in April. And the topic will be Let Love Rule Your Life. Let love rule your life. Sounds like a topic I could speak to. Thank you so much for being here. Laura says, I'm feeling much better with hands in my heart. I'm having a heat stroke, so really need gentleness. Yes, it's great that just put your hands on your heart. That's does something beautiful with you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Hans, for saying that I'm a great meditation teacher. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mel, for being here, for everything you do for me in our group. Thank you so much. We will be speaking this week together. James, thank you so much for your beautiful compliments. Kara, have a great weekend. Yes, so everyone, have a great weekend. Sending you so much love. Hope to see you on the 14th of April when we are going to speak about Let Love Rule. Sending you so much love and connect with me in the meditation group. I'm there also. Mel is there. I'm there. And everyone is there, so you can chat with each other. Sending you so much love. Bye-bye.